Oh, my dinosaur! Oh no! Better get me umbrella. Ah, now we're safe. Clever. G'day everyone, welcome. No, it's not true with Jazza. Old habits die hard, right? G'day everyone, I'm Jazza, and today I'm playing with flipbooks. Now, let's face it, you have very likely, probably most definitely seen some of these amazing flipbook videos on YouTube by Animation. They are just mind-blowing, and obviously these are the things that take a lot of time to do, especially when they're fully colored in and beautifully produced like this. But flipbook animation is also something that most people who end up getting into animation have had some experience with, usually in their high school maths or science class, because those textbooks are really thick and those classes are really boring. That's how I learned to animate. Or at least that was where I first discovered the fun that animation can be before I moved on to digital animation. But today we're going to return to the humble flipbook setup, and I'm going to see how much I can do and how quickly I can do it. So I'll admit, I saw Animation's videos and I was very inspired and excited about the whole flipbook thing, and thought, you know what, I'll give it a crack myself. But I know that I can't compete with how well he's done his. I can't do that. I can't do it at his level. But I can do it quick. Doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's gonna be good. But I am the fastest pen in the West. On YouTube. I'm getting distracted. Alright, let there be light. Way! And we've even got one more little animation to enjoy before we get stuck into it. She's a little girl, there's a cloud, and the cloud's like, oh, I'm gonna ruin your day. It's better with sound effects. Hi, girl. Oh, she's good. The story continues. It doesn't just stop at the farting. It could have though. The girl would have been pretty upset. And I think she is, which is why she goes, yeah! There you go. Rainbow attack. Credit to this guy. Again, he's very talented. So rather than trying to compete with the talent itself, I'm going to try and compete with the time and see how much I can get done in 1 hour with my little flipbook animation pack. And one piece at a time, I believe, you put it on like that, and you draw your picture, and you put on another thing, and then you can see what the previous picture. In fact, let's do a little sample here. Let's do the ever classic bouncing ball. It's like the first thing people learn to animate in their multimedia class at high school. You know it's true. Here's the ball. There it is. Next one there, it goes there. It's tricky because I have no sort of post-drawing control of how the animation looks. If I get the trajectory of something wrong, it's just wrong. It all is just falling to my own instincts now to get it right. Now check this out. I'm going to subvert your expectations. You ready? Because you have expectations right now as to what the ball's going to do. You ready? Watch this. You ready to be subverted? But the ball's going to go down there. That's what gravity says, isn't it? Stupid gravity. Well, check this out. Ball's going over here. It's like, psych! You might as well call me M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalama Ding Dong. How do you say his name? Shyamalan? Shyamalan? Hey, Shyamalan! Time for dinner! Shyamalan! If you thought your expectations were subverted before, well, check this out. The ball has just disappeared. But just when you thought it was all over, the ball just casually drops from the sky. Just like that. Bam! That didn't even take very long. How long did that take? That was about 5-10 minutes maybe? This is easy. Oh, there's the ball. Oh, bounce. It's like... boing. Oh, what a wild ride that was. Do you like my sound effects? Do you know, back when I first started to animate, and this was like the stick figure days and I was like 13 years old, I literally did my own sound effects. All of the sound effects were done with my mouth and a crappy microphone in my bedroom. I was like... But now it's time to get serious. I am, with 1 hour on the clock, going to animate the sequel to the advanced bouncing ball. In fact, we should name this. This is Bounced Back, my little ball animation. I'm going to animate the sequel to that, and this time we're going to introduce a new character, the good old stick figure, who is going to engage the ball in epic combat. Now this is going to take more time, and an hour is not long when it comes to animation, so this is still going to be quite high pressure, but anyone who gets into animation and knows how time consuming it can be is going to love the sponsor of this video, which I'm excited to share with you guys. Some of you will have heard of Audible before, but if you haven't, you're really missing out. An Audible membership gets you 1 Audible credit every month and 2 Audible originals, and if that's not enough for you, you can even get 30% off every Audible title. Beyond that, every title that you buy is yours to keep and listen to forever, no matter how long you keep your membership. But if you're watching this video, chances are you're interested in animation, and there is a book I think you are going to love, and it's called Creativity Inc. It's sort of a mix between a biography and just like a real life history story of the origin of Pixar through the eyes of one of the original founders and one of the managers of Pixar. And it's a really interesting perspective on sort of managing creativity. This is one I know you'll enjoy. There are loads on Audible. My recommendations are in the description. With an unmatched library of audiobooks bigger than anywhere else you can find, plus the Audible originals, there is so much for you to enjoy there. So go check out my Audible link, audible.com/Jazza, or text Jazza to 500 if you're in the US to get your free audiobook, 30-day free trial, and 2 free Audible originals. That's 3 audiobooks, and you don't have to pay a cent. Really well worth checking out, and a huge thank you, of course, to Audible for sponsoring this video. But with that said, it is time to put 1 hour on the clock and see how much I can get done of my epic fight. The sequel to the prestigious Bounced Back. I'll have to come up with an epic sequel title. Bounced Back. Revenge of the Attack of the Bouncing. All right, we have 1 hour on the clock, and I have a rough idea as to the direction I'm going to go in for the sequel. So, without any further ado, let us hit start. All right, time for our first frame. And to begin our story, we have a little ball sitting on its own in the middle of nowhere. What I'm going to do is draw a lot of exactly the same frame. And just to make sure I don't vary too much from the original state, I'm just going to keep that original frame on there, because it's obviously going to have movement every new frame I draw, and I don't want it to change shape over time. That's a little trick in the animation industry we call not making it crap over time. It's actually really difficult to do. I know what you're thinking. This isn't much of an animation so far. Just wait until you see it in context. You ready? Yeah, there it is. Nailed it. That's exactly what I was going for, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have someone slowly approach the ball, and to do that, I needed those ball frames in place. Now what I'm going to do first, I'm going to get a little sneaky here. I'm actually going to draw a character. Now stick figures, I tend to lean on when I'm doing timed challenges. Wait, I have 56 minutes. I was going to say I won't do a stick figure, but I'm going to do a stick figure. Wait, no, I'm going to do a blob figure. It's basically a stick figure, but it's more like, you know the toilet man? You know the man that looks like he's like on the toilet signs? Now the reason I've drawn him like that is because I'm going to use that as my proportion frame. And now I have 2 references. I have the ball and the man. I'm going to draw an amiable walk up to the ball and a kick to get the action started. I'm 7 minutes in and regretting doing a blob man, because stick figures are easier. It's alright, you didn't watch this because you want me to take the easy road. You're watching this because you want me to kick it up a notch. And a notch up, it shall be kicked. Alright, I'm going to get my final pre-kick pose. That is a dramatic pose right there. Alright, let's see what this looks like in context. And this is 10 minutes of animation right here. He walks in. I mean, that's all right, but we definitely need to keep moving now. All of these pre-drawn ball frames, useless, because now we're getting moving. Check this out. Big animation smear. Oh, look at that smear. Bam! He's moving it, but it's a heavier ball than you think. Because in the original movie, the ball looked very light, so that's why this character misjudged. The ball is barely affected. If anything, the ball is gaining strength. That's right, the ball is subtly getting bigger. This is our new resting ball position, and you'll notice if I go back to the first frame, oh, look at that, it's a bit bigger. So I'm going to do another batch of resting ball frames. I think that should be enough to work with. So let's move on now back to our character, who is now a little bit annoyed that the ball didn't react the way he wanted it to. So I'm going to slowly build up the crouch so he can have a really big wind up. Is he changing size? What size was he to begin? Yeah, he's getting smaller. God damn it! He needs to properly put all of his weight on his back foot so he can jump and kick. He's raising both arms together. He's going to get his whole body into the swing of this. And he'll like feel my way through the motion. He's going up like this. He's going to go... Is that right? You wouldn't actually kick like this. But that's how I've done the wind-up, so I have to work with that now. Oh, check this out. We've got one still ball frame left, and I think that is exactly all I need. Because this next frame is a big smear, and he's put all of his effort behind this, so he needs to move quite a lot. This next part is where the ball gets revenge. He's sort of bounced into a rest position, but he's not going to stay there for long. Just do a couple of frames in the same place. We haven't seen much from the ball yet, and we saw a lot of him in the original film, but this is where his real personality starts to come back. The cheeky ball that people knew and loved. The ball is getting ready to launch out. And to make that work visually, he's going up, then back, then push. So we really need to go extreme here, and I think that's it. I think that's exactly the frame just before the massive launch. We have our ball frames. Now let's do our people frames. There you go. All right, we've got the phase before the big action sequence. All right, moving on. This is the next frame, the next phase of our epic revenge sequence. Ready? Whoa! This is, look at that big bounce back. Now he's still standing there, none the wiser. For this, I need to animate the impact pretty aggressively. So I have his whole body sort of arched back like this, as the ball is gonna like slam into him like that. In fact, let's add some action lines here to emphasize the impact. But really the emphasis of the impact is going to be in the motion, and that's going to be shown by the fact that this guy is like just completely going to be off frame in 2 frames. But I think the ball should also bounce back so that there's room for him to come in for one last effort of an attack. Alright, and that's my resting frame. Let's do a bunch of these, and then we'll bring the stick man back for one final confrontation. I feel like we've got plenty of balls in position here. Now we need to build up some anticipation, so I'm going to take a bunch of these and we're just going to have those hold the section still for a moment. In fact, I feel like there needs to be more tension. I'm going to do some more still frames. Actually, no, I don't have time. I have 11 minutes. Ooh, now is where it really amplifies a bit. His head's going to be low. He's going to be running fast and far, and he's going to be coming in really quickly. He's ducking low, lower than he's ever ducked before, to make this final attempt at revenge. You killed my father, or something. I don't know. Did a ball kill his father? Maybe. Who knows? There's obviously a lot of layers to these stories. His whole body's squished down before one big final outstretching attack. There it is. There's the attack. And this time, oh my goodness, plot twist. Just when you thought the ball was going to be invincible, he's not. He's taken a big hit. We need to really show this motion here. In fact, let's use some lines. Big impact here. In fact, so big, let's use our big black Copic marker. There's going to be a big kapow frame. This black inundating the whole frame. This time the ball is flying off the screen, and this dude, his momentum is sort of thrown him across over here. Now the ball is off frame, and we are left with our character. He's totally changed shape. So dramatic through the course of the animation, but that's because he's adaptable. He's flexible, and that's how he got his revenge. Or did he? We have 3 minutes. I have a twist I want to get to. Oh man, we're really tight on the clock here. We have less than 2 minutes and I can't put the paper on the bloody lightbox. Oh no, we have 1 minute. He's crouching down in his victory pose when all of a sudden, I have 30 seconds. Ah! Yeah, that's all I need. Wait, I need a little splat. A little, ah! And then, no! I'm just going to finish this frame off. There you go. Woo! It was minus 10 seconds, but I took 10 seconds to adjust the camera so you could actually see the timer anyway. So it was within the time. Whoa, that's a hefty wad right there. That's 1 hour of epic animation. The most epic. Are we ready? The preview of the sequel. Wait. To get in the mood for a sequel, you always have to watch the original. Oh, my bouncy ball. Whoop. No, I'm not. Ah, no, I am. Ah, there you go. That was pretty good. Surprising. Lots of twists and turns. Just wait. All right, you ready? I'm just a ball, just like, I'm going to kick ya. Nope. I forgot the story. So my sound effects went off track. So I'll try that again. Oh, la, 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 la. Oh, look, there's a ball. Oh, it didn't work. Let's kick it again. Not so fast. Then he's angry. Yeah, I showed that ball. Nailed it! Oh, whoa. Alright. I think that's pretty cool. So what are we going to name it? We've got Bounced Back. The sequel. The problem is, Bounced Back is a good sequel name. Damn it! Bounced Back's back. Alright! It's like but Bounce Back Boys. Bounce Backstreet Boy. Nah, that's the sequel. I can't do I did it the wrong way. The original's name is not Bounced Back. It's quite simply Bounce. There you go. See? Because the sequel, much more fittingly. I also quite like Bounce-ageddon. It could be a trilogy! Whoa! If you want to see Bounce-ageddon, let me know in the comments and maybe we'll amp it up a little bit. Maybe involve some color, maybe amp the time I have to work with, but that is all the time we have for today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below your ideas for the third book of the trilogy, and while you're down there, subscribe to my channel for more fun with art and creativity, occasionally animation, and all sorts of fun sorts of things. There's also some videos over there you might enjoy. Hit like also so other people can see this video. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.